Alright, so after spending way too much time scrolling through Twitter lately, I kept seeing the same thing over and over again. People arguing about whether the Witcher 4 tech demo was the future of gaming or just another shiny illusion that's gonna get downgraded later. So in this video, I want to clear things up. What did CD Projekt Red actually show? What's real? What's not? And what does it really mean for The Witcher 4? Let's break it down, because the answer is way more interesting than either side wants to admit. The next-gen miracle. Okay, so before we get into the full thing, what exactly did CDPR show at the State of Unreal 2025? So the studio has been very careful to label this as a technology showcase and not an actual gameplay footage. In their words, it's a look at the cutting-edge technology powering The Witcher 4, but not The Witcher 4 itself. So keep in mind, the place that was presented might not even be in the final game. The entire demo was running in real time on a standard PlayStation 5 at 60 frames per second with ray tracing turned on. They showed off a bunch of new tools they built with Epic Games, such as the Nanite Foliage, the Fast Geometry Streaming plugin, the Unreal Chaos Flash Solver, or the ML Deformer. These new technologies are supposed to be implemented in Unreal Engine 5 and eventually available to any developer using the engine. And this, to me, is one of the most important points to remember. The main goal of this showcase is to attract studios to adopt Unreal Engine in the future. This isn't about showing gameplay from The Witcher 4, it's about showcasing Unreal Engine 5. But the problem is that we have been burnt by tech demos before. The downgrade. Let's look back at some demos we have seen over the past few years, because this isn't the first time we have been dazzled by flashy technical promises. We can take the example of the Lumen in the Land of Nanite demo. It showed off mind-blowing lighting, hyper-detailed rocks, and impossible geometry streaming in real time. There is also the Matrix Awakens tech demo in 2021. People took it as a sign that next-gen games would instantly look like that, but we all know that actual game development comes with limitations, compromises, and performance targets. All of this is to say that these demos are made to sell an engine, not to show us a real, full game with a living open world, quests, AI, and performance constraints. And that's exactly why we need to be careful about how we interpret Unreal's demo when talking about The Witcher 4. As a matter of fact, CDPR themselves made big promises with their gameplay trailers that didn't fully reflect the final project at launch. Early trailers of The Witcher 3, I'm thinking about the one from VGX in 2013, showed a game with way different lighting, denser forests, and fancier particle effects. The final game, while still gorgeous, was a clear step back from what was shown in the trailer. And we all know the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 was nothing short of a catastrophe for the studio. The E3 demos promised a revolutionary immersive RPG in a living, breathing city, but what many people got, especially on the PS4 and Xbox One, was a technical disaster. And we know the story. The studio had to issue a public apology, and the game was even pulled from the PlayStation Store. Keep in mind, we are talking about the same studio that made The Witcher 3 prior to that and got hundreds of Game of the Year nominations. And while the game is far better now and enjoyed a massive resurgence in public opinion, even Idris Elba said the game is fixed, but some people still can't detach themselves from the memory of its launch nearly 5 years ago. So when you see footage that looks almost too unreal, yeah, I had to. Players are definitely going to question it. But CDPR is being more transparent this time, repeating the tech demo mantra over and over. And they have stated many times that they want to focus on current-gen console performance first, and only then make the game playable at higher presets. The fact that the demo was shown on a PS5 is the first key point that reinforces this direction. Unlike past demos that were often shown on beastly high-end PCs, this one was running on a regular PlayStation 5. The studio's cinematic director even played it live on stage with a controller to prove it was real, saying they did it without smoke and mirrors because we didn't need them. So it suggests they are building the game with performance in mind from the very beginning, not as an afterthought. But we learned the hard way that the perfect looking showcase years before release doesn't always survive the messy reality of game development. And even more today, we see that development can be hell for AAA games, so there is a lot of factors to take care. Before we dive into the engine debate, if you are into deep dives on CD Projekt Red's games like The Witcher or Cyberpunk, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's a huge help to the channel and you won't miss what's coming next. So yeah, the skepticism is real, but here's where it gets interesting. An engine problem? While history gives us plenty of reasons to be skeptical, there are some powerful arguments that The Witcher 4 could break the cycle. For the first time since The Witcher 2, CD Projekt Red is not using their in-house Red engine. They have moved to Unreal Engine 5 for a 15-year deal. There are plenty of reasons why CD Projekt made this move, including economic ones, of course, but we are going to focus more on the technical side. The Red engine, while powerful, was known for being difficult to work with and was the source of major headaches on both The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. And UE5 just takes a lot of that heavy lifting off their shoulders, so CD Projekt can finally focus on the actual game instead of fighting the engine. I can already see the more skeptical viewers coming at me about Unreal Engine 5, but let's be clear, the issue isn't UE5 itself. The real issue is that many studios simply aren't ready to change their production habits. UE5 requires new workflows, new tools, and a different way of doing even basic tasks. And instead of adapting, a lot of teams end up fighting the engine from day one. That's why people blame Unreal Engine for the bad performance, when in reality, it's mostly a matter of developers not adjusting to a modern pipeline. And honestly, if there is one studio I trust to get the best out of this engine, it's CD Projekt. The fact that they have been working with this engine for over 4 years and that they are closely collaborating with Epic Games, who puts them front and center at events like Unreal Fest, is yet another strong sign of that. Conclusion. So what's the verdict? Let me break this down. Honestly, in my opinion, both sides of this argument have a point. Yeah, I know this is not the answer you want, but it's always good to add some nuance. The hype is real and totally understandable. The take on display is genuinely next generation and promises a world more immersive than anything we have ever seen. But the skepticism is just as valid. It's not trolling, it's consumer awareness that comes from being burnt before. Even though, yeah, among all this, there will be some cringe people who just can't accept that a woman can be the lead of a game. But the most important thing to remember here is what a tech demo actually is. It's a proof of concept. Think of it like a concept car at an auto show. It shows you the design and the technology, but it's not the exact car you'll be driving off the lot. The final game will have to juggle complex AI, physics, combat, and 1,000 other systems all fighting for the same processing power. The hard style might change, and unexpected problems will absolutely pop up, and because of that, the smartest approach is probably one of cautious optimism. The foundation they are building on is incredibly strong. Moving to Unreal Engine 5 gets rid of a major roadblock from their past, and focusing on console performance from the get-go is a great sign. CD Projekt Red has the tools, and it seems a new determination to get it right. The potential for a masterpiece is definitely there, but we know the game isn't coming out in 2026, so we are still far from the final product. So there you have it. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to hear more about the new information that's been fueling the rumors about the Witcher 3 DLC, I've got the video for you right here.